I think kind of now we wanted to move into just some Timberwolves topics. So there was a little confusion around the Karl Anthony Towns injury because we saw him, he was listed as questionable the night of the Lakers game. And then it seemed to change once he saw the hand doctor, was it? And now it's week to week for the wrist. So is that still the thing? Is it just going to be week to week from now on?
Yeah, it will be week to week. I'll be curious to see if they show him on the bench tonight if he's got some sort of brace or cast on. I mean, I think he is. I mean, I don't think we're going to see Karl sitting there without some sort of protection on that left wrist. But yeah, it is truly week to week. The Wolves just have a history, unfortunately, for those of us in the media, although at this point, I ask myself all the time, journalism 101, why is this person lying to me? So like I ask myself that all the time. But the Wolves, unfortunately, for fans, have a history of not telling the full extent of the story.
Yeah.
And it's possible in some instances where they didn't fully know, but I think they'd be better off going the other way, saying, yeah, he's not playing Sunday in Los Angeles. I mean, they knew long beforehand that he was going to see a hand specialist. So why not just be transparent? Because the league talks, right? Like Karl's got so many different, handlers that whether it's a local reporter like me or Johnny Krasinski or Chris Hine from the Star Tribune or Jace Frederick from the Pioneer Press, or it's Woj from ESPN or Shams from the Athletic.
Exactly, yep.
Like so many people talk that it was going to get out that he went to go see a hand specialist, that he was going to be out for some sort of extended period, that it wasn't going to be a day-to-day type thing, that it's more week to week. Now, at this point, I do feel like they're telling us the truth.
Yeah.
But do I think Karl Anthony Towns is going to be in the lineup early next week? I don't. I mean, I don't even know the schedule beyond Friday. I know Friday's a game against the Wizards.
Yep.
I know they have Denver coming up.
I think
a couple games against Denver. I think a game against Portland mixed in, but I don't know the full schedule top of my head. But like if you're asking me 1 week from today, so we're sitting here on what is it, Tuesday, December 29th.
Yeah.
Do I think Karl Anthony Towns is going to be back in the lineup early next week? I don't know if they have a game Monday or Tuesday, but if they do I think he'll be back in the lineup that soon? No. But do I think he'll be back at like some point in January? I think at this point, I mean, unless he has some sort of setback. But yeah, like I think if we talk in 3 or 4 weeks, I think it's realistic to think that he'll be back at that point.
Yeah, it's such a tough loss, especially after that huge game, just to lose Karl.
I mean, just all the emotions too surrounding the family and stuff, and then that happens in the second game. It's just I can't imagine what he's just mentally going through right now.
Well, 100%. But then, like, just even think about it. Like, Ja Morant is now out 3 to 5 weeks. The Golden State Warriors look like garbage. I was wrong on them. I'm not trying to overreact to 3 games, because I think at some point Oubre and Wiggins will make a few more shots. But
I don't know about Wiggins.
Yeah. Let's not forget he was Rookie of the Year his first year here. I mean, I'm a bit of a Wiggins apologist, but it's a move. The trade, the Russell trade, even giving up the 2021 first. It's a move I would have made. I mean, I endorse the move that Rosas made.
Sure.
I'm trying not to overreact to 3 games, but like it was possible. Maybe it still is possible that the Wolves can finish ahead of the Warriors. If Morant is out closer to 5 weeks, maybe 5 turns into 6. Like, is it realistic the Wolves can finish ahead of Memphis?
Yeah.
Probably. But now, if Cat's out, say 2 weeks, Okogie's out, say 2-ish weeks, like all of a sudden you're like, crap. There goes the Wolves' chance to gain some games on the Grizzlies and Warriors when looking at a path to the top 10. Like, are the Wolves better than San Antonio? Probably not. Maybe, but probably not.
Yeah.
Are they better than Sacramento? They hope so, but Sacramento looks okay here early.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not better than Phoenix.
No.
Okay, they're better than Oklahoma City. I'll grant you that. Are they better than Houston? I still think Harden goes somewhere at some point. So when they blow up that team, probably. But right this second, I don't think they're better than Houston. And I know they're not better. I know they beat Utah, but they're not better than Utah. They're not better than the 2 LA teams.
Nope.
They're not better than Denver. So you start going up and down the list of Western Conference teams. Like you got to find a path to the top 10, at least to get into that play-in tournament. And I thought that was the path with Morant and Golden State struggling. But now I don't know. Like I don't know how do you win tonight? Maybe you win Friday against Washington, but then those Denver games will be tough. Portland, like all of a sudden, after this fun start, this 2-0 start, 2-0 could easily turn into 3-6, 3-7.
Yep.
And it's only 72 games. It's not 82. It's 72. So all of a sudden, each game matters that much more. But hey, weren't they? You guys might know better than me, but weren't they 20 or 21 games into last year, like 13-8?
They had I think, didn't they start last season 5-0 or something like that? And
something crazy.
Something crazy.
And they were pretty good after like 20 games, and then they just fell off the face of the earth. I mean, they had multiple double-digit losing streaks, which is unheard of. And Ryan is my guy, but like, I don't know of a coach that could survive 2 double-digit losing streaks in one season. But there were reasons. I mean, that's a pretty general statement. It's a factual statement, but it's a general statement. Like when you break it down, you can see why they lost all those games. But like, so maybe they learned something from last year, all those losses, and come March and April, and as Gerson, continues to canvass the trade market, looking for a power forward. I mean, maybe you bring in the right guy to complement Cat when Cat's back, and maybe you can make a legitimate run to the top 10. And that's the goal. Like you talk to Layman, you talk to Saunders, those are 2 guys that are pretty firm on the record. Glenn Taylor, I talked to him last week. He's pretty firm on the record, saying the expectation is the playoffs. So if they don't make the top 10, it's going to be a disappointing season. That's assuming relative health, relative normalcy. Like obviously if Cat's out for the season, that changes expectations. If the Wolves, have a COVID outbreak, that would change expectations for the season. But, if they have relative health, because every team's going to deal with something, so the Wolves right now have to deal with Cat and Okogie, but every team is eventually going to deal with something. So if they don't crack the top 10, gentlemen, to me, this season is going to be a big disappointment.
And